So welcome everyone. So today we'll continue our meditations on death. I think we'll probably have today and the next week, and then we're gonna move on in the Lamrim. But death has so many angles to it that we need to contemplate. But it takes a little time, and maybe it's one of the most difficult ones to digest and to bring into our mind. So we'll continue with that. And we begin with finding a comfortable posture, trying to settle the body so it doesn't become a distraction during our meditation. And if we do get uncomfortable, then we just adjust our posture and move on with the meditation. And to help us further calm our body and our mind, just bring our attention, into this session and just drop whatever else we were doing before and not think about what we're going to do afterwards. We have these 30 minutes and we're going to meditate. We can bring our attention to our breath. And maybe we just take 3 deep breaths, however deep you like. Inhaling, deep, deep, deep. Hold it for a second. And then slowly breathe it out. We'll do 2 more of those. Just bringing our mind to this present moment. So I was thinking about our motivation today. And there's a lot of stuff going on in the world. A lot of hate and conflict and destruction. And it seems to just continuously pop up here and there. Sometimes it's really close. Sometimes it could be in our town or even our neighborhood. I'm thinking that this negativity, this hate, this destruction is a motivation to practice, to improve our minds so that we become better people, so that we reduce any microns of hate that are still in our mind stream. And we can do this by working on our minds, by meditating. So while we have this ultimate bodhicitta mind, or aspiration to um, have compassion for all sentient beings, we can use this current state with all of this conflict and destruction as a motivation to strive for this, because we can see that it's just suffering and it's not bringing any good to anyone. So last week we're contemplating that there's no certainty about when I will die. And now we can see that the circumstances of death, the things that lead to death, they're quite vast. There's all of these conditions out there that can cause illness and we can die quickly. But there's not so many things we can do or circumstances that keep us alive. We're quite fragile. So if we just take a moment to look at these conditions that are um, conducive to maintaining life. And it's interesting because many of them can be also conditions that shorten or end our life. So we can take food, for example. Normally, it helps us to continue and to nourish our bodies. But sometimes it can be harmful. It can be poisonous and can kill us. And the same with medicines. They're designed to help us live longer, to cure illness. But sometimes they work in just the opposite way. So we can't assume that something's going to help us when in fact it's going to hurt us. So it's kind of like our life is like a flame, like a flame on a candle, or like a leaf on a tree. And when the wind, when it blows violently, then um, can put the flame out, can tear the leaf off the tree, can extinguish a life. And this can happen at any moment. And it's interesting to think about it this way because our life feels so stable. And it feels like life will continue indefinitely. Just like the ground on which the world is built. It's very solid. But this is an unrealistic thought. It's a manifestation of the mental demon of grasping ourselves as permanent. So we can see that our life is fragile, uh, like a bubble, right? A bubble, like a bubble, like in white water, you see the bubbles that are uh, coming up when the water's moving fast. And as soon as you see it, it rushes away and it's gone. Just in a few moments. It's like snap. So any idea that we should be here for a long time is completely mistaken. Or maybe the rocks and the mountains, they seem so durable, so solid, right? And they're like static almost. But even these, they get broken down, worn down into dust. But our life, it's more like clay. It breaks very easily. So when those right conditions arise, it's like a clay pot being carried and then dropped. Doesn't have to be dropped from very high, and it's in pieces. And what if I'm healthy just now? So I'm completely healthy, nothing wrong, right? And then conditions that cause sudden death can appear at any moment, and they take us away. It's just like clouds on a mountain. So we're looking at the mountaintop. 1 minute, just staring through the window, we can see the mountain, see its beautiful sunny day. And then the next moment we look out the window, there's clouds surrounding the mountain, and it's completely gloomy. You can see how it can change from beautiful, bright to dark in a matter of moments. Thus, um, if we don't look after our mind, but we're simply concerned with these petty things, so we're completely focused on our work, or we're thinking about last year, how nice it was, or we're thinking about next year. Uh, I'm planning the family vacation. Everything's going to be so wonderful. So we're completely uh, distracted by these these thoughts that are not productive, that are not virtuous. And then suddenly death is upon us. So usually we make plans for uh, what we'll be doing tomorrow, what we'll be doing tomorrow morning. I have this work to do. I shall get up at this particular time. Uh, so we have these uh, plans, right? But in reality, we can't say what will come first. So what will come first? Awakening in the morning, going to work, or the experience of the intermediate state between uh, death and birth. So what will it be? We don't know, do we? We don't know the time of death exactly. So it's very possible that we shall not wake up. And therefore, it's exactly this, right? Therefore, we must we must resolve to practice the Dharma now. Practice the Dharma to protect the mind from an uncontrolled rebirth. Otherwise, we're just going to be reborn and we're going to do it all over again. And if we're lucky, we'll be human. So it's a lot of hard work to reflect again and again over a long period of time on these reasons, right? So to contemplate these reasons why the length of one's life is uncertain and we could die very soon. So one has to develop this increasing um, or increasingly strong awareness of this imminent and unpredictable uh, death, unpredictable time of death. So if we look at it in proportion to uh, hmm, this um, increase of awareness, so um, one's interest in trivial activities, these will diminish, right? So we're increasing our awareness of this imminent, unpredictable death. And then all the trivial things, they start to diminish. And this is good. This is progress. Because the trivial things, they're not going to help us at the time of death. They're not going to help the mind. They're not virtuous. So until one is only concerned with the practice of Dharma and nothing else matters, so it's this level of mindfulness of one's mortality. This is the gateway to the genuine spiritual practice. So having thought about this fact that the body and this life is so fragile, and that the cause of death can come at any time. This is progress, step by step. So we can dedicate all the merit we created by making these contemplations, by taking a small part of our day out to not do something that's unvirtuous or meaningless. And we can think that we're doing it to make the world a better place for others, to reduce the hate and the destruction. And we can dedicate for all sentient beings. May they be happy. May they have a auspicious, fortunate rebirth. All the animals and the insects, and to all of those that are sick, may they be healthy and be cured. All of those that are going to have medical procedures performed, may they be performed with diligence and success. And may the Dharma and all of our teachers live a long life and continue to come back and teach us in future lives. Thank you very much.